Hello everyone, this is iSun, and today I'm going to show you how to actually get a mostly legit Cobra to drop in Borderlands 2. Unfortunately, this only works for the PC version, as far as I know. Now, when I say mostly legit, what I mean is that the weapon is generated by the game itself, and you can guarantee that the Cobra you find isn't traded, duped, or hacked into the game with a save editor. From what I understand, even now, about 4 months after the release of Mr. Torg's expansion pack, the only Cobras to be found are most likely illegitimate, and while this method isn't squeaky clean either, I find it greatly preferable as you still find the weapon yourself, and you still must earn it. But we'll get to that later. None of these in my backpack have been constructed, traded, or duped. Believe it or not. And I can actually prove that. I'll show you some video later of them actually dropping. Now, the other reason I'm making this video is to bring to light the Cobra's abysmal drop rate, which, if my theory is correct, makes finding one about as likely as winning the lottery. The traditional thinking is that each burner enemy in the Beatdown has a 0.88% chance of any sniper rifle dropped to instead be a Cobra. A Gearbox forum user called Loot Turtle has come up with a figure for how rare that actually is, and it's about a 0.0217% chance, but if my theory is correct, it is much, much rarer than that. Like many of you, I legitimately farmed for this weapon much longer than it deserves, with absolutely nothing to show for it. Recently, out of frustration, I decided to take matters into my own hands and downloaded a certain program that allows you to modify drop rates and such. Normally I don't care to cheat, but enough was enough. Right now I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about, so if you don't know what this program is or how to use it, there's plenty of helpful information elsewhere, but I will put some links in the description below to get you started, in case you don't. So, when I installed the program, I was interested in one feature and one feature only, the drop rate increase. It turns out there was no way to force the Cobra to drop, unlike legendaries and boss drops, which was fine with me. I like earning my loot, so I increased the rate at which equipable loot drops, that is, everything that isn't cash, health, ammo, etc. The rarity of the items dropped was unchanged, so after wiping out the burners there would be white rarity items all over the place, some greens, occasionally a blue, rarely a purple, as intended. But instead of only a single sniper rifle dropping every couple runs, as there was before, there was now at least 10 per run, sometimes many more. A single enemy would sometimes drop 2 at a time. So I figured with so many sniper rifles dropping, it wouldn't take too long to get a Cobra to drop, right? Well, that was wrong. I ran the Beatdown almost 60 times, killing the 3 main groups of burners each time, and not a single Cobra. I watched hundreds and hundreds of sniper rifles drop, and nothing. So I took things up a notch and modified one of the values and made it so that not only was the drop rate still high, but all of the loot that was dropping was at least blue level rarity. Cobra is blue rarity, so maybe this would do the trick. Well, it didn't. I can't remember where I saw this, and I can't find it now that I'm looking for it, but somewhere in the Gearbox forums, someone mentioned that the sniper rifles dropped by the burners might be rare, and by rare, I mean super rare, like purple rare. So on one last desperate stab at getting the fabled Cobra, I changed the loot rarity to always purple, and jackpot, I got a Cobra to drop on my very next run. And then another one, and then another one. They started dropping. Now, I was still seeing a lot of ordinary sniper rifles, and the Cobra didn't drop like every run, but it did drop. I ran the Beatdown this way about 75 times, and on average I saw a Cobra about once every 4 runs. Of course it was still random, and I would go 8 runs without seeing one, then get 2 in the same run, but they did drop. So, if this really is true that the Cobra can only come from purple level rarity sniper rifles, this is a criminally low drop rate, and it means that it really is bugged, and what Gearbox told us about the 0.88% thing is incorrect. So, to see if things were really that bad, I did some tests, and I started frapsing all of my runs. I tried running with the loot set on normal, green only, blue only again, and even legendary only, and nothing. No Cobras. But as soon as I switched it back to purple only, without changing any other settings, the Cobras started dropping again. Now, a little information about these runs. As you can see, I take out all the burners, well, the 3 main groups. The group at the beginning, the group to the right of the beginning under the overpass, and then the group up in front of Pyro Pete's bar. And I was using the Sham Fleet combination, that is Norfleets plus the Sham. I was lucky enough to find a 92% Sham from Bunker one day. It's a very effective because, as you can see, with the purple level rarity, these guys are a lot tougher. They all, for some reason, they all start using E-Tech weapons, and they will just shred you. Otherwise, it's still challenging even with the Sham Fleet. So, I mean, it's definitely not easy. Now, this right here is one of the runs that I happened to find 2 Cobras in a single run. It actually just dropped, but I didn't even notice it at the time until I came back a little later. Yeah, these guys are insane with those railguns. Although, part of me thinks it would be more fun if they actually spawned like that naturally all the time. You know, just every now and then. It just might be fun. But anyway, I'm getting off track. And there's the second Cobra of the run. I had a couple runs like this, but not many. I know this isn't the most scientific method that can be used, and again, I'm not certain about this, it's just what my brief experimentation has led me to believe, but, you know, feel free to experiment on your own. I know, you know, I'll be trying this a little more thoroughly just to make certain of my results, and you know, I want to know, like, what the deal is, so if anybody out there can do a better job of it than me, and I'm sure many of you can, please, by all means, do so, because I want to know what the heck is going on. So, to sum things up, it seems to me that the Cobra's drop rate is certainly bugged, and the 0.88% thing that Gearbox told us is inaccurate. And while I'm sure they were being honest, it appears the bug is that the Cobra is somehow attached to the purple level rarity drops rather than the entire loot pool of the burners, as it seems the intention originally was. I am fully aware this method is cheating, but in some cases cheating can be a useful learning tool to help gamers figure out how exactly certain game mechanics function, and also to help balance an unfairly bugged feature of the game. And if you want to do this but don't like that purples are raining all over the place, then you can simply not pick up anything that isn't a Cobra. I managed to ignore pretty much all the purples, but, well, I did grab a couple of rare Allegiance relics that I'd been wanting forever. Anyway, if it turns out that this is indeed what's going on, then I'm hoping that this video will bring attention to this, so Gearbox might be a little more motivated to fix it if it is so horribly broken. And in the meantime, anybody on the PC who doesn't mind getting their hands a little dirty can get themselves a Cobra, or many Cobras, and you won't have to trade, you won't have to dupe, and you won't have to edit save files. So, you know, either way, every method right now is pretty much tainted, but trying to get one legit is just too insane for any rational player. So, in my opinion, this is by far the lesser of two evils. So, that's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Now it's time to try these bad boys out.